Happy New Year. How feels each and every one of you this wonderful, lovely new day? How feels wonderful, beautiful, handsome, enlightened, and fantastically prosperous and healthy you this wonderful, lovely new day? Awake and ready. Today is not the first Sunday of the month, because that is when all of you expect me to give my share of the lectures, the Super Sunday or the Power Sunday. Today is the last day of August, and also today marks exactly 36 years that my earthly father made his transition. 36 years ago, I was at the mortuary at this time. But Auntie, please, what do we do with this media men? What do we do for our media men? Give them what? Today, Reverend Abraham Coney was supposed to, or was scheduled to give his lesson 7. But during the week, he contacted me and asked me to find someone to do it because his sister had passed and they were having a family meeting today. And when I saw the closeness, I said, well, I must be able to fit in at any time. So I am giving the lesson sermon today. And the topic for today is none other than creative imagination. Creative imagination. Well, when you look at the topic creative imagination, you first must understand it. But in the Bible, we have something called faith. Faith. And when you look at the New Testament definition of faith, it actually defines creative imagination. It says, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And when you imagine, you are imagining or you are creating mental pictures of things which are not presently felt by the senses. And so, when you are creating, when you are making that images, there must be a way to make them appear, to make them manifest in your experience. I remember the first time I encountered creative imagination. I said, hey, this thing can do wonders. Then we are buying an aeroplane. But I have not bought an aeroplane. But I have lived a good life. God has been good to me. Sometimes people hear of the technique of creative imagination and it gives them some wild ideas. But today I want us to look at our purpose in life.
Why are we in this world? And what are we? Because we can use creative imagination to be like a primer to pump ourselves into experiencing our true nature and to know our purpose in life. I think that is far better than buying an airplane. Once I was browsing through some books, and one Zen master said that the spiritual path is not about learning to fly without wings, or disappearing and appearing at other places, but knowing what you are and doing what you have come into this world to do. One spiritual master also said that we are coming to this world, all of us, and it looks like we have been given some script to come and act in something. Shakespeare said that the world is a stage, and all of us are actors on that stage. I remember in 1976, I heard a song. How many of you have heard the song, The Masquerade? I will be happy with this lonely day. Well, he said we are lost in the masquerade. When you look at the world casually, you think, all these people, what are they about? But God has come as each and every one of us to play a role. You see, in Akan, they say that the soul is okra. So, what did you tell life, or what was your decision in coming into this world? What did you say you were coming to do in this world? And Rabindranath Tagore said that we have all come into this world with a song to sing. But have you sung the song that you came to sing? In the Bhagavad Gita also, it is said that we must all, strive. It is better to strive to and fail in your attempt at fulfilling your purpose than fulfilling the purpose of another person. Because you have been a successful failure. Because you have been successful at fulfilling someone else's purpose and you have left your purpose. Suppose you came into this world to be a fish and decide to become a crocodile. Two different purposes. And so, what I am here to share with you is to help you make faster progress in your endeavor to awaken. The Cardinal made us, gave us an affirmation, affirmed this morning about our purpose, right? We affirm we are here to awaken to our true nature and to live out our purpose. And if we are to awaken to our true nature, what is essential? What is necessary? We have been told that we must practice self-discipline, proper study and examination of the nature of life. Surrender of the ego in order to embrace life as it really is. And it is our ego which is the main target, which is the main challenge here. Our sense of feeling separate and apart from God has led us to feel that we are just mere human beings. But we are spiritual beings going through a human experience in order to awaken to what we are. All of us have come into this world as spiritual beings. But most people, when they start experiencing their humanity, they forget about their spirituality. Right now, I don't think 10% of the world is awake to their spiritual nature. Almost all the people on the face of the planet are steeped into their human experience. But take some time. Come within yourself and rest in your spiritual nature. And then to find your purpose, look, it is very easy. Solomon gave us the key. He says, whatever your hand finds to do it with all your might. You know, when you begin doing things right, from one thing, it will lead to another thing, and then suddenly you find that which, you can act gracefully in it. I've seen actors, I've seen football players, I've seen so many people in different roles, and they are doing it very, very well. And that is their purpose. But if you discover your purpose and you do not discover your soul nature, your true nature, you do not actually fulfill the purpose for which you came into this world. What will it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his soul? So in creative imagination, we say faith is the substance. Substance. Let us look at the word substance. Sub. Sub is under. Of things hoped for. So sub, it's like something standing behind things we hope for. The evidence of things not seen. When you hope to awaken to your true nature, can you see yourself enlightened? Or you rather be like when I went to CSA this morning, I was reading, books by Roy Jacobs and Dr. Donald Curtis and others. And I think the old man wanted to take something out of me. So I was invited to go and speak to a big crowd, the Council of World Religions. I think it was in Chicago. And I told him about it, and then he called me. He said, "Son, I think rather we should go to the International Youth of Alliance Congress." And it is like being told to go and let people at Blaster Square and coming to CSA on Tuesday. You know. But then I said, okay, I must listen to the master's voice. And we went to the INT Congress. After 2 days, Roy told me, tomorrow morning, come to my room and have a discussion with you. So in the morning, I took a shower. I didn't even eat breakfast. I went and knocked on the door. When he opened the door, he told me, when I knocked on the door, he said, "Come in." I opened the door. He was sitting down. He had a tray on his lap. He had breakfast on it. Immediately I got in, he called them and told them to bring me some breakfast. And I sat by the side of the bed. And then whilst eating, he said, "So, how do you see this Congress?" I said, "Oh, I have listened to Dr. Donald Curtis, I've listened to this person." And he said, "That is what I'm asking you. How do you see it?" I said, "Oh, it's just normal." And he said, "You do what they do. Isn't that what you do always?" I said, "Yes." And he said, "That's why I brought you here. You've been thinking that the people who you are far better than you. But I brought you here to show you that you've also made it. You've also arrived." So just imagine you being a university student and you have gone through, and now they are comparing you to your professors, you know. But that was how Roy dealt with me. When he sees me, he always talks about Mabata Kriya Babaji and Masaharo Terebuchi, you know, the top notch spiritual with people. And he stirs my attention to look at them and emulate them. And so I started visualizing myself as an person. And that has led to where I am today. You see, when you use creative imagination, for you to test, they say, imagine you get a house. But what will it profit you if you get a house and you lose awareness of your true nature? You get a Lamborghini, but you are not aware of what you are. When they ask you, where are you? Then you answer, I'm naked. You see, we must awaken. This awaken thou that sleepest, and Christ shall give thee light. We must awaken from the dream of mortality and know that we are truly spiritual beings made in the image and likeness of God. So then I announced that our topic today will be creative imagination. You thought I was coming to teach you how to manifest cars and houses and clothing and husbands and wives and whatnot. No. Those are things that you can easily get. the major things. You are here on a mission. Find out the tools for your mission. If you awaken to your true nature, you will never be fooled by any pastor. You will never be fooled by anyone. People are drinking sobolo and they are telling them that it is Jesus' blood and to cleanse you from all sin. But if you know your true nature, you don't need to drink someone sobolo. People go to others to ask them, what did I come into this world to do? The person who are going to ask, was he the one who sent you into this world? That you are going to ask, what did I come into this world to do? One of these days, one of you should come and ask me, what did I come into this world to do? And my answer will either result in some fisticuffs, because the answer will make the person very angry. Because when you ask me to tell you what you have come into this world to do, I'll ask you, show me your face before you're born. And if you can show your face before you were born, then you can tell also what you have come into this world to do. But all of creative man is repeated in so many places in the Bible. The first creative imagination that was done was actually done on Adam. You remember, God said that Adam must not be left alone, but he will make a helpmate for him. And then instead of just creating Eve like this, then God made all the animals pass before Adam. He created a desire. See, desire must, it is something that moves the world. Desire. Because when Adam looked at the animals, he noticed that they were male and female. Male and female, male and female. Even, this bird, apatuple. It's a bird. It also had a partner. And when Adam looked at himself, he was alone. So the desire for his helpmate came to him. And that God put a deep sleep to fall on Adam. And then he took a rib from him and made Eve. This kind of story, when you hear it, people say, my rib. Look, what does the rib cover? The rib covers both the physical heart and the spiritual heart center. It covers both. It's like an armor. And he took one. You see, his greatest desire. When you came to then that is what he used to create Eve for me. And then when he saw it, he said, "It shall be called Eve, for she is the mother of all living." And then in the Bible it is written that the issues of life, the issues, things that manifest The issues that which will manifest in your life comes from your heart, the things that you say. Eve is the mother of all living. And we have been, going through events all the time. And on the day before an event, we say, oh, it is Independence Eve. It is my birthday Eve. It is this Eve. The night before the day of the event is called Eve. That is when the idea is impregnated. The Eve is the time that the idea is impregnated. And then it will issue forth as an experience. And so you relax and create a scene in your mind's eye of that which you want to manifest. Not is going to manifest, but it has already manifested. And you give thanks. Like Jesus, before he multiplied the loaves and fishes, they said he looked up to heaven and gave thanks. He didn't say he looked into the sky. He looked within and gave thanks. And as he gave the food, he continued flowing out till everyone had finished eating. And they had some left, just from 5 loaves and so 2 fish. And so you must work your magic. This world in which we live is a magical world. And you must work your magic. Because when they say Gigi, eat. And when you eat, you become fulfilled. Now, makuma, atomi yem, utri in your in. See, we have all the words, but we use them casually. You go to you, and you know me. What is on your heart? Let it sit deep inside. And it's like planting a seed. When you imagine and you let it sink into your heart, and give thanks, gratitude is what nurtures it. Gratitude. Gratitude nurtures ideas. So, when you give, you are grateful that it's already done. You are done. Now faith becomes hope. And when you keep hope alive, you experience love. Because you see your oneness with what it is that you have imagined. You experience it. And so, today, I shared with you the technique which helps us to creatively imagine, create a mental picture, and show it in your heart. Show that mental picture. Let it, you have the mental picture here. And as you relax, let it be in your heart, but soak it it with gratitude. So that is what makes it take root and makes it manifest. They say today, if you hear his voice, harden not your heart. See, when we harden our hearts, we are not able to receive truth. But let our heart be like a tilled soil. We can receive nutrients. Do not let your heart absorb lies. Let your heart absorb truth. And let gratitude be the nurturing ingredient. Oh, thank you, Father, for this. Oh, thank you, Father. And your thank you, Father, someone will say, oh, that is not prayer. Oh, that is easy. Everyone can say thank you, Father. But you know what you are thanking God for. It reminds me of the story about the three hermits. He said, some three hermits live on an island, and their only prayer was, Yahweh, thou art three, have mercy on us. And a lot of miracles occur through this simple prayer. And one Roman father thought that they didn't know how to pray. So he went to the island and told them that what you are doing is not prayer. Then he showed them, if you want to do this, pray like this, pray like this, pray like this. And they said, okay. Then he left. And it was in the night. And they were there. They saw some three lights on the sea, running towards the boat. And the sailors met them to the bishop. And some three lights coming. As the three lights neared, it was the three lights. They were lying on the sea. And when they got there, they got into the boat. And he says, the prayer that you taught us, we have forgotten about them. That is why we run so that you can teach. He said, you go and use that same. Because if you have forgotten the prayer and you can run on the sea, me, I can run on the sea. So you just go and do what you are doing. You find out that their method will work for them. So find out. I'm telling you, gratitude, being grateful to God for the mental pictures that you have created in your mind about your awakening, your purpose, it will come to pass. And so today, I'm giving you a talk about creative imagination that I haven't given before. Namaste.